cooking show. I'm Maggie, your substitute teacher. You all know that I'm usually in the kitchen cooking every day for you, but I'm traveling, so I wanted to put together a series, a 5-part series to keep you guys engaged and informed while I'm out of the kitchen. So we've talked about cooking for kids, we've talked about cooking for teens, we've talked about cooking for singles, and today we're going to talk about cooking as a couple or cooking for a couple. So I remember when I was first married and being a newlywed and all of the joy that comes along with, coupling up with somebody. But it's also, a big shift when you go from being a single person to being, a wife or a husband or, whatever your arrangement is. So I've got 3 tips that hopefully will help you. All right, so my first tip is to get to know each other's preferences, right? So hopefully you know each other well at this point. You know the likes and the dislikes, but when you start living together, if you're married, whatever your situation is, it's very different when you're cohabitating with someone. You get to see their everyday, their moods and attitudes. So this is the time to put thought into being intentional about what they like. Are they a, wake up with the sun kind of person? Are they somebody that needs time and coffee to get it together? So apply that to the cooking preferences. How do you like your eggs? How do you like your steak cooked? Do you eat 3 meals a day? Are you a 1 meal a day person? You don't just know this stuff, you have to ask. So find out the information and then you can act accordingly. Number 2, establish expectations early in the relationship. You all know that I'm the daughter of a now retired home economics teacher, what we used to call home economics, and I saw my mom cook for the family every night. I saw my mom pack meals for my dad if she was going to be traveling or if he had a busy schedule. So when I got married, that's what I just started doing. But if you don't have that upbringing, that's fine. We all start somewhere. But you have to, again, open your mouth and ask and work out who's going to be responsible for what. If you love to cook like I do now, then it may be natural for you. But you don't want to come back from the honeymoon and then you're looking at him and he's looking at you and nobody's talked about what day-to-day life is going to be like. So go ahead and put that into place. Yes, there's a lot of happy things happening, but you want to make sure you've actually put some thought into what is day-to-day life going to be like. And you want to do that before you get married, but make sure that you incorporate meal planning and meal prep. Are you the type of person that likes to eat out and he's the type of person that has expects a home cooked meal? You want to make sure you cover that before you get too far down the path. All right, and then my number 3 tip, if you can, cook together from time to time to spice it up. I have no problem being in the kitchen by myself, but it's wonderful to have someone not only to cook for, but to cook with, and even better if you can get somebody to cook for you from time to time. But there are a lot of different recipes that you can do together. Some couples work it out, I cook, you clean, or, I'll do the cooking, you set the table, or you do the prep and I'll actually do the plating. This may not work for your everyday, but I think some of the best date nights are at home. And so if you can work out something where you can try a new recipe together, it brings you guys together where you're focused on each other, where you're not just watching a movie or just, distracted on your phones. You have to be present and you get to learn each other's preferences. So I would incorporate cooking at home. We talked about the meal prep kits. They have meal prep option, the meal kits. They have options where you can get for a couple that serves 2. You can also get some that serve the family. So the ones that serve 2 are a little bit cheaper in price, and that may be a good way to experiment together and then sit down, open up a bottle of wine, and see where the evening goes. I hope you all have enjoyed this tip for our cooking for couples. I'll see you guys on part 5 of our series. Bye, class.